Alright, hello everybody, this is Dan Miller for Bluegrass Unlimited Magazine, and last time we talked about the G scale on the Dobro because we were going to prepare ourselves to try to learn some fiddle tunes on the Dobro, and I said we were going to do Red-Haired Boy in G, and that's what we're going to do today. Notice I got my Missy Raines and Allegheny t-shirt on. Several years ago I did a video and I had my Missy Raines and the New Hip t-shirt on, and she said, well, I got to send you a new t-shirt with the new band, so thanks Missy for the t-shirt, and give a shout out to Missy and her band Allegheny. If you haven't heard them, go do it. Okay, so here is Red-Haired Boy, and the first thing to do, if you watch my Learning Fiddle Tunes video, the first thing to do would be, if you don't know the tune, try to learn it without your instrument. Just try to learn to hum it or whistle it or sing it like la la. You can go da 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 da. You know, go through it and make sure you have the tune in your head before you try to find it or play it on your instrument. That's going to help you out. And the next thing to do would be to learn the chords, okay? And I talked about breaking the fiddle tune down into sections. Now, a fiddle tune has a form with sections, and they usually use letters like an A section played twice, and then a B section played twice, or A. There's different forms that you can find. Red-Haired Boy tends to be A, right? So what we're going to do is just hum it like we just did, and then try to play the chords. And you learn the chords. You can learn them by ear, or there's plenty of books that have the tune in there to learn the melody and the chords. But practice that humming, whistling, or singing the melody and playing the chords to get the whole thing in your head before you start to figure it out. And it may seem like you know, that takes time away from getting your hands on your instrument. But believe me, if you do that and you get it in your head and you get the chord changes in your head, it's going to help you, okay? A lot of people, they'll get a tab and they'll just start working on the tune and they won't even pay attention to the chords. But when you get to play with other people, you're going to need to know the chords to play backup. And when you start to learn how to create your own solos and improvise, the chord structure is going to help you out in knowing what to play and when. Okay, so that's what you do. So it's in the key of G, starts on the G chord, and again da 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 da. Now right there it goes to a real quick C for a half bar, and then it goes back to a G, and then it goes to an F chord. So this is one of those tunes. And we're just going to take a look at the A section today. This is one of those fiddle tunes that has that flat 7 chord in it. A lot of others, like Salt Creek and others, have that. It's just a thing that is fairly common in fiddle tunes. So this is one of those cases. So we're going to go again. Da 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 da. That's an F chord. And then for a resolving phrase, we're going to go to that D chord. So that's the chord structure of the A part. So let's look at the melody, okay? And we're just going to play the melody as you might find it in a fiddle tune book, okay? And again, there's... For these fiddle tunes, especially fiddle tunes that have been around as long as Red-Haired Boy, people are going to play it different ways, okay? The melody is not going to be exactly the same from every fiddle player or guitar player, mandolin player that you run across. They're all going to have a little bit different sense of the melody. But I'm going to play it the way I've been exposed to it. One of the ways I've been exposed to it, we're just going to get a simple sense of the melody, okay? And so it's going to start And of course there's lead-ins. We're going to start with the first note with the downbeat, first downbeat. You can do different kind of lead-in and pickup notes, but we're going to go right to the first note of the first measure after the pickup notes. So let's just step through this melody. We're going to start on an open D note and then go to E and then G, open A, open G and then A and then open G. So again. And then B, C, D. Okay, so right there is the first two measures. That's all the way up to that C chord change. When you hit that C, that's when you hit that C chord. So again, we're going to go. Again. So let me do it in terms of frets. So we're going to go on the D string, open 2 on the G string, and then open G string, and then we're going to move to the B string, and then B, C, and then open D, and then second fret, and then open, and then back to open B, and then C. In my Learning to Play Fiddle Tunes video, I talked about breaking a tune down into phrases so that you could learn and focus on that one phrase and get it in your head and on your instrument before you move on to the next phrase. And that right there is a good phrase to just study and practice and get down before you move on. So again, we're going. Now I'm just playing single notes there, and we talked about in the last video how playing those single notes is going to be difficult to get some speed on the Dobro, playing notes singly like that. So what we want to do is like we did last time with the G scale, is practice, use our hammer-ons. And now you could do a hammer on that last one, but because that C note is such a dominant, strong anchor note to the tune, I would not hammer onto it because it's not going to sound as strong as it needs to be. If I hammered on, I could go. Hear how it's hard to get that note real enough dynamics, enough volume to be strong. So again, so that last one, I'm doing it both with my thumb, the last two notes, right? So that's the first little phrase to learn, go over and over. We talked about maybe taking some notes out, so we're working on this first phrase and trying to find easier ways to play it. You might just be able to go. So I took out that E note there. So that's one way maybe you can make it a little faster if you find that is a little bit too slow. You can take some of those notes out. So taking that E note out and playing that B as a quarter note makes it a little bit easier to play faster. So again, with that phrase, you might want to try that. Now let's go on to the next phrase. Okay? So there I'm going B, C, D, C, B, A, G, and then C, B, A, G, and then F, E, F. Okay, again, playing single one note at a time. it's a little slow, it's going to be a little hard to get really fast. So once again, let's rely on two things, our slurs and our taking notes out. So I could go so I've simplified that considerably. Or I could use a pull. Two pulls there. So I went from going to taking a bunch out and using my slurs and going so that's the whole thing right there. So I think if you will work on first finding the melody by singing it, then play the chords. That's as much as we did this time, right? We'll go through the A part again next time and go through, it's got a little bit of a different ending phrase. But for now, that's enough. Work on that. Just trying to get the basic melody in your head by humming it, get the chords down, then get the melody down by picking single notes to find the whole melody and where it lays out, and then experiment. And you don't have to do the same thing I did. Experiment to find where you can hammer, where you can pull, or you can slide, like I did at the end to that F note. You can do that, write that. So try to experiment and find out after you get the melody, just playing single note, maybe with your thumb, or alternating thumb and index, or thumb and middle. Get that down and then say, okay, now what can I take out of here and still make sound like the song? And where can I use my hammers, pulls, and slides, right? For the first section of the A part, I used all hammers, and the next phrase of the A part that we went through, I used some pulls. And you could use I think I did that from that E to the F. I played both notes, but you could even slide into that. So it could be. So there I did even some more pull-offs than I did the first time through, and I did that slide. I don't think I did that the first time through. So there's lots of ways you can do this. Just mess around and try to make the most economically way to play the thing. So if you get in a jam and a fiddle player kicks it off real fast, you'll be able to keep up, and you won't be trying to pick every single note and not be able to keep up with the tempos when they get fast. Okay, next time we'll do the rest of the A part and then maybe start to take a look at the B part. For now, this is Dan Miller from Bluegrass Unlimited magazine, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.